nonviolent. The challenge comes on Iron Swords with how do you engage in love when you see injustice around you and when you are confronted by people who even are threatening violence to you. But in the way of nonviolence, the response is still to try to treat those people with respect and dignity because they are human beings and they deserve love, they deserve respect, and we want to try to make them understand what we're doing. So in a situation like this, it might be each other that we want to treat with respect. It might be people who are telling us that we are violating the law, or it might be somebody else entirely who doesn't like what we're doing. But since I know I've heard over and over again of commitment to keep this a nonviolent movement, I hope that whatever we're doing tonight, tomorrow, next week, next year, as we stand up against the type of oppression and injustice in our economy and in our political system that is the motivation for people here, that we will keep those principles in mind and put them to practice. Oh.
Somebody met me earlier. I'm Captain Curfew from the Manchester Police Department. As I explained earlier, there is an ordinance pertaining to a park curfew. That time has passed. It's 11 p.m. As I explained earlier, my hope is not to have to take a single enforcement action, and I would respectfully request that all of you please vacate the park so that we can enforce our ordinance. Again, for some benefit of some of you that weren't here earlier, we exercised some discretion to allow you to move about and to express your beliefs and to build upon your movement, but the time has come at this point that we have to enforce our ordinance. So again, I respectfully ask that each of you vacate the park and take your property with you so that we can enforce our ordinance. And obviously we'll give you, if we have belongings, we'll give you enough time to gather your belongings and do that. Do you have a question, sir?
No.
Oh. Okay. Nice.
Is there a time when we can return?
Yes, sir. 7 a.m.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
What?
Okay. So again, I guess so we're not just all here staring at each other. You know, I guess this is your opportunity to go. One gentleman announced he's going to go, and I guess if your intent is not to go and you continue to stand, then I kind of know that we'll try to shoot some. So. All right.
I'll leave with a brief read.
I think everyone here knows they came out here for their own reasons.
Excuse me.
Different reasons. However, I would like to offer my own opinion that for too long, an increasing majority of this country feels that their voice is no longer heard in the state legislatures, in corporate America, and in Washington, D.C. The essence of democracy is how well do public policies reflect broad popular support. And again, for too long, from the issue of healthcare, to the endless wars, to the shaving of budgets, to the cutbacks, and to a cruel economic system which only benefits a tiny sliver of the population. We want to end all these things, and we know there'll be many obstacles on the way. Curfews and tents in a park are two issues that seem irreconcilable, but there are three issues, when speaking with police earlier, that we addressed immediately. One of those was wiping off some chalk on the bottom of a monument. The other was the removal of an RV off-site. The other was the refraining from using drums. There were 5 issues on the table. 3 we immediately addressed. The 2 remaining, again, are irreconcilable in light of the fact that there's a broad social movement growing in this country, and it would be a shame if New Hampshire was the only state in the Union that did not have an Occupy movement.
For your job!
We're all going to be committed to mutual respect for the long term. Thank you.